I'm going to tell you a little story about the real Donald J. Trump. You understand? Because all about Donald J. Trump, it can be explained in one book. Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Where the Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'ma eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Now, that's why Donald Trump, he ain't like being sent to bed without eating anything by some woman. You see, Max, he Donald Trump. And that night, that very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. That'd be the forest of ambition. He gonna do something with his life. Goddamn. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Manhattan. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, Jeffrey Epstein's Learjet, and he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks and almost over a year. It was a long journey to where the wild things are, Washington, D.C. And when he came to the place, Washington, D.C., where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. For they were Democrats, and they was in the Washington, D.C. swamp. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. That's called the 2016 election. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. That's Donald Trump taming them Democrats in Washington, D.C. And now, Max, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. We gonna start draining that swamp. Draining the swamp. Draining the swamp. Draining the swamp. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely because he was powerful, and with great power comes great loneliness, and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Florida. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. I ain't gonna say it. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up, we love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed they terrible teeth and rolled they terrible eyes and showed they terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and waved goodbye, "You wild Democrats, you," and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him, because people will eventually learn to do for Donald Trump what Donald Trump wants them to do for him. And it was still hot.